Hey there, recently we just got a chance to test ride the new Honda X-ADV sport scooter slash motorcycle. So Honda is recently applying the go everywhere with excitement concept with the introduction of the X-ADV. The idea behind it all is to be able to use it to commute, but also with the option, you know, for comfortable weekend tours and things like that. I got a chance to ride the X-ADV earlier this week, but today we're going to have Mal Smith as our talented on-screen test rider. The first thing you notice about this bike, it's a bit of a head turner. Some people ask kind of like, what is it? Like nobody knows what it is, right? At first, is it a scooter? Is it a motorcycle? This is definitely not a Les Nessman scooter type thing. There's kind of a confusing feeling when you look at it. I guess, for a lack of a better word, it's sexy, not quite. And I'm sure people are against that. That might be going too far. That's what YouTube comments are for, so you can just comment below. So basically the X-ADV has a 745cc liquid-cooled 4-stroke inline twin engine with a 6-speed automatic transmission. It puts out about 50 horsepower. You know, and for the 750 class, that might not get the juices flowing for some people. But you know, the X-ADV, it still offers a lot. It's a fun bike, and it will take you where you want to go, and I guess that's the point, right? So to help get through the winding roads, it's equipped with the new DCT system. So there's no gears to mess with. It has a drive and a sport mode to choose from. The sport mode gives the chain drive a torquey response. Along with the smaller wheels, it makes it fun in the mountains, especially here in Japan. While the D mode is perfect for the city areas, you know, during a commute or whatever. It has spoked wheels for off-road use. Unfortunately, we couldn't take it off-road because this bike was a loaner. But with the small wheels on it, it might not be able to handle those rough roads, but still, you know, gravel roads and things like that should be fine. This bike has one trait that Honda just can't seem to get away from, and that's the weight. You know, it's a big scooter in both size and weight. It's hitting the scales at 238 kilos, and you know, that's not so small. That's 6 kilos more than the African Twin, and that's with less power. You know, I ride a Honda. I have a Honda CB 1300. You know, it's a big bike. It's a heavy bike, but you know, it is sturdy. It's a strong bike. You know, but the X-ADV has a very low center of gravity, so you don't feel the weight as much as you would feel on the big sport tours that have higher seats. And to be honest, I was surprised to hear the weight even after riding it. I was riding it around and they told me how heavy it was, and you just don't feel it. So the suspension feels best with a little speed under it. So the inverted forks, yes, I did say inverted forks on a scooter, give it a really grippy feel. It gives you what you want, you know? So both the front and the back suspension are both adjustable. The brakes are impressive as well. It has dual discs in the front and a single in the back. The display has an interesting layout that allows full access to all necessary information. It also tells you whether you're in neutral, drive, or sport mode. You can see it all right there. It's all in big letters. And there's also a huge fuel gauge as well to keep track of your petrol use. It also gets 27 kilos per liter, which is very respectable for a 750. There were a lot of little features that really make this bike special. First, it's the smart key system. And I would love one of these for my bike. You know, it's not just for BMW guys anymore. Honda's getting into this. It's very handy. It also makes access to the locks for the fuel tank and the seats super easy. Under the seat, you have a 21-liter cargo space, which is big enough for a full-face helmet. There is also a 12-volt power outlet under the seat. So if you're lucky enough to be in Japan, it also comes standard with an ETC system, which makes highway riding much easier. Also, the handlebars are kind of like a wide adventure style handlebar for a relaxing position on the long rides. It also comes standard with fancy handguards. You know, these are pretty nice, and the fancy is thrown in for free, you know. It has a skid plate on the bottom for those off-road challenges. It also has an adjustable windscreen that, you know, for different riders' heights or for highway riding or for city riding, depends on your style of riding. It's all changed over by hand. And finally, there's a standard grip heater for those cold mornings or just, you know, when you're feeling kind of lonely. I don't know if that happens, but so this bike, in a sense, the X-ADV has come across kind of a new genre. It's a commuter tourer bike. There's not much of that out there, really. It has all those little features that tourers love, but the engine will do fine in the city and not get too hot like a lot of the bigger bikes would. Honda may be onto something. I don't know whether it will generate more competition in this. It's kind of a niche market, right? So other companies might start to make them, but not sure if that's going to happen yet. But you know, this isn't a cheap bike. Be prepared to fork out 1.2 million yen in Japan, and that's 9,000 pounds in the UK and 10 grand in USD. That's not cheap. I'd also like to thank Bypass Honda for allowing us to take the bike out for the day. Big shout out to them. Thanks a lot for that. And thank you for watching, and ride safe.